There's a new 3D Dreamcast game, and I love hearing about these passion projects. The immortal John Hancock here, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a new Sega Dreamcast game called Xenocider. I know, it sounds a little bit like Xenocrisis. This is a totally different game, and Retro Sumus sent me copies of these games for me to share with you this new game and what you need to know about it. I'm going to take a first look. I'm going to do an unboxing and talk with you why I think this is a cool new game for Dreamcast. Let's check it out. All right, so here's the physical copy of Xenocider. They actually have multiple versions that you can purchase at their shop, including a free demo of the game as well as a digital download they sell. I love that. And here's the US version, and let's open it up. Love the artwork. And the artwork looks very professional. Kind of reminds me of a 90s comic book, and that's because Agustin Padilla was the cover artwork artist, and it's very professional. He's an industry veteran, and really love what they did. It just is screaming Sega Dreamcast. It's you know, for people that grew up with the Sega Dreamcast, this game really is just going to be a welcome addition. And so here's the Deluxe Edition, which includes a soundtrack to this game, which has another industry professional, and I'm going to do my best to say his name. It's Juanjo Martin, and it's really great. And so whenever I see a disc turned in a case, I have to properly adjust it. Are you like that? Here's the instructions for the Deluxe Edition. Let's check out this game. The story is pretty straightforward. You're a tough-as-nails alien cyborg Zara waking up from your stasis pod, and all you can hear is a voice in the back of your head. And so this is a third-person 3D shooter, and so 60 frames per second, and these games are very difficult to make, especially aftermarket, for the Sega Dreamcast. Not many 3D games have been made, and there's a reason why. And so this company, which consists of essentially 3 people, has really done a good job with this. This really is an awesome Dreamcast game aftermarket, and what you can do in this game is pretty cool. And so here is the intro. There's just like kind of an intro training mode. It shows you kind of being unlocked from your stasis pod, and you use the triggers to go left and right to avoid obstacles. You know, it's a very simple training mode at the beginning of the game. It gets you kind of acclimated to it. You also get these pods, which can help you with firepower and weapons. You can also use them for shields. And so what they did with this game, it's VGA compatible as well. If you're wondering how I'm running this, I'm actually just running this off a standard Dreamcast unmodified. There's some other ways of running this, but I wanted to show what this would look like running on a standard Dreamcast. And so there's upgrade system in this game, and so you unlock points in which you can increase your firepower, your armor, shields. You also can choose your pods, and there's a lot of strategy to this game. Now, I have to say, this game is rather difficult playing with a standard Dreamcast controller. It's going to take time to get used to the patterns. You know, I'm not too great at this game. This is just a first look. It's not a review. But the standard game is rather challenging. There's 2 different modes or stages per world, and so it's actually 14 stages. There's tons of unlockables though. You pick up these consoles. Some of them look like Dreamcast. If you play the game and you unlock Maniac mode, there's different unlockables, but there's power-ups that you can pick up, and there's a lot to this game. It is rather challenging. There's boss fights per each stage as well. And so definitely worth recommending that you need probably to play this game or to better appreciate it with turbo. That's from what I hear from other players, and I agree. I played with this, just playing with the standard controller. I think the game is more enjoyable with turbo from what I hear from others playing the game. And so I do like the game, and there's tons of unlockables too. There's homages to major Sega franchises. I'm not going to give it away, but there's all these mini games you can unlock in this game, which is awesome. And so, you know, playing this game a little bit, it was rather challenging. I definitely died quite a bit. You know, it's got some simple gameplay mechanics. What some of the challenges is you have 2 pods, and then a separate control for where you're firing versus moving your character using the trigger buttons. And so, you know, that is a lot of gameplay mechanics there. But I think if you're a hardcore Sega fan, this is a must. There's some other things in this game. There's achievements, but Fantasyland is where it's at. Fantasyland, in my opinion, is the best thing about this whole compilation of games. And Fantasyland is a total homage to Space Harrier, but there's some other things thrown in as well. And so if you're a fan of Space Harrier, this is for you. I really like this. I like the kind of the total package is great. But I was coming back to Fantasyland because it was a little bit easier to play. But if you're a fan of classic Sega, you're gonna feel right at home. And so there was lots of nods here to Sega franchises, not just Space Harrier, but there's some other things thrown in this mode. I really like it. 60 frames a second, and it's a fun game. And so for people that don't care about the physical copy of the game, there is a digital download copy and a demo. And I do recommend checking out the demo. And if you do like it, I do recommend you supporting this small game company. You know, they worked on this countless years. You know, after hours, they did this as a side project. Initially, it was a Kickstarter, and they decided to do it themselves. And I really can see the passion for Sega in this game. There's tons of modes and lots of things to play. I highly recommend you at least checking it out. Check out the demo, download the demo, play it. If you like it, pick it up. But I really like what they did here. The actual game is pretty challenging, but I do think that there's a lot here to enjoy and appreciate. But I kept going back to Fantasyland. That was really what I liked. I really liked what they did here. It has a totally different gameplay as well. It's different than the game that they chose. But you know, I'm a big Space Harrier fan. I just did a video on the iArcade playing Space Harrier, and so this is cool. It's like, you know, if Sega took that franchise and made something for the Dreamcast, it would kind of look like this. But I really felt like I was playing a production value Sega Dreamcast game. You know, I can't believe the Sega Dreamcast is, you know, it's going, what, 25, 26 years old now? And it's so awesome that companies are still supporting it and making games to this date. Really neat. Now, there's 2 different tracks or levels per world, and so this is the second one for the first world, and they're both very challenging. I do believe the second track is more difficult. There I picked up a Dreamcast, and you pick those up to unlock different things. And there's achievements in this game. I really like that they have achievements, and there's a lot of different things and different ways of playing this game. And so the pods that you choose definitely determine how you play this game. And so you can have double shields, extra firepower, you know, but it is rather difficult to avoid things. It's pattern memorization. The more you play, the better you can get. I do recommend Turbo, as I mentioned earlier in this game. There's tons of unlockables. There's tons of extra mini games and things. I just really think if you're a huge Dreamcast fan, you're going to be right at home with this. And I found myself, man, this is really tough. What I'm playing right now is practice mode, and that helps you with boss fights. And so you can play over and over and understand and memorize the patterns, and then go back into normal mode to progress in story mode. So really cool. Tons of modes, lots to like here. I really like what they did here, and it's a total homage to Sega. And so the link is below to the store where you can check it out. They offer it in digital, deluxe, you name it. They have a version of this game for you. They even have a playable demo, and I really like that you can check out this game to see if it's for you. And I wish more companies did that. They're doing everything right, and this is a welcome addition to a Dreamcast library. It's still thinking. There's still games coming out. I love this game. Check it out. Link below. What did you think? comment below. And as always, thank you for the ongoing positive support, and want to welcome everybody to my channel. If you're new, hit that like and subscribe button, click the bell as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you have a good day.